One. Hola, bonjour, and hello, everyone. You are listening to Worldwide Tea. It is the one and only podcast where every single week we cover everything that's going on in the world of international RuPaul's Drag Race seasons. And we are excited to go back to see what the fuck is going on this time with our dear friend Canada All Stars. Because I have thoughts. And who am I? Let me tell you, I'm Evan Sadi from Pop Matters, as always.
And I have thoughts as well, and some are that we are already halfway through this season, and thank God. Because this season, oh boy. I'm Gregory Elwood from the playlist, and you can read me in the LA Times. Evan, I want to love Canada's Drag Race All-Stars so much, and I don't know if I do. And this episode might have been the epitome for me that I might not love it. Outside of Robby Hoffman, who is, by the way, a top tier, incredible guest judge. But beyond that, how are you feeling about Canada's Drag Race All-Stars?
All right, let's just dive into it. Well, first off, before we dive into it, let's just talk about the thing we talk about at the top of every episode, which is that in this House
Oh,
of Love, we
sorry.
believe that all drag is valid and no queen ever deserves online hate. And as American entertainment journalists, we may not get every reference, but we always appreciate corrections. And there are some truly great queens who aren't good at Drag Race, and we love them all the same. And here's my genuine, honest take, Greg. I am entertained, but in a way that I'm not expecting. Because I feel
Hmm.
like when it comes to some of these seasons, I feel like, especially with the RuPaul's Drag Race US, whatever, you could always feel like I think there's always the accusation of producer interference, of people putting
Hmm.
their thumb on a scale and balancing it out for one queen or another. I can almost guarantee you that whatever the producers thought the season was going to be is not playing out this way. And not to
Yeah.
get too far into the episode here, but I would say that, you know what? I'm just going to be bold over here. Near enough is dog walking this competition. And is that because she is the queen who's winning the most challenges? No, she's actually been in the bottom a whole lot too. Is this because she is the most glamorous queen? Absolutely fucking not. But Near Enough is playing the social game so fucking hard this season that she's kind of owning the format. And it's the kind of thing where we haven't seen gameplay quite like this almost in any season ever. It is so fascinating to watch, and it's like, oh, Greg has the fit. Genuinely, with what is going down in Untucked week after week, it is becoming more and more the highlight of the fucking show. And also, this is the one time where Jada Shada was in the top for yet a third fucking week in a row. This is the one time where I feel like she actually deserved to be there. So I feel like some stuff is actually kind of course correcting itself, but it's just it's wild, Greg. And I can't be too mad over it because as much as it is controversial, as much as there are queens who are leaving who I do not want to fucking leave, I'm having a good time. What is your thesis? What is your summary, having now seen episode 4?
Well, I'll say this. If you agree with Evan, you need to follow us on Podcast, follow us on
Hmm.
Spotify, and leave comments and follow us on YouTube. Um,
Please.
please. I I feel that Near Enough is dominating the season in a negative view. It's too
Mm.
much. And I feel like if there were two more episodes to the season, if it was 8 episodes, they don't have to do nine, they don't have to do 10. But even if it was
Hmm.
just eight, I feel like there'd be a little more, it would breathe a little more. I feel like we are somehow on episode 4 and I've already forgot that Jackie Cox was on the show.
Girl.
And that is crazy to me. We're only 4 episodes in, but it's been so much so quickly. And for some reason, I don't remember the versus seasons, Canada's versus seasons being like this. And I don't know why. But I think, and it's the same number of queens. It's so weird. But I will say, I, I also like too many of the queens I like are gone. Too many of the queens I thought were bringing interesting things to the show are gone. But anyway, the episode starts with Aurora talking in confessional as they come back into the workroom that she's got to be careful because Jada is breathing down her back. And I am like,
Hmm.
wait, what? I mean, statistically, yes, but no one watching the first 3 episodes thinks Jada's winning. She'd have to go on a momentous, win every episode out.
Mm.
And Makayla realizes she's in trouble. And last episode, we had the drama with Jada and Makayla, which I still don't understand. I think that's also like very twisted or warped my view of this season is I feel the manipulation of the show and the queens to make it seem like Makayla was doing bad stuff when clearly Jada was like not being professional, and I just there's a lot going on that we haven't seen on screen that has made the season feel weird to me. But anyway, um, my next I don't know I don't think they talk very much in I mean we already sort of know how everyone voted. Do you remember anything else from the beginning of this episode? Because I didn't think that it was that interesting.
So first note that when they come in, Juicebox has written on the mirror hashtag or Team
Yeah.
Aurora. She wants to stake her flag on there. But most importantly, after they sit down and talk about everything, they count the votes of how the Beaver went last week.
Yeah.
And Nira notes that for the second time when she had the chance to, Aurora has not voted for her. And she takes that. I thought we were aligned. I thought we were sisters in this sense too. But she just takes note of it, takes stock of it too. But that's really kind of the main crux of it because the very next day, the queens come in and things are a lot
Yes.
calmer than the week previous. But Makayla is the one who starts out with the conversation of like, I feel like I'm fading into the back. Do y'all know what's going on and why? Kind of a bold statement for the room. But
Hmm.
really, at this point, everyone's just kind of speaking and they're just kind of like, well, you used to be very confidently yourself and not always yourself. Like they give kind of a very generic ass kind of answer to that too. But like
Hmm.
it's just weird for Michaela to, after having been in a vicious fight 2 episodes prior, to now kind of be the self-effacing, like, I wonder what I'm doing wrong, kind of openly about it. But uh, it's okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to say a lot of fans online also wonder what she's doing wrong too because they don't understand her run on the show. So
100%.
uh, it is she is not wrong to have perceived this while the show was shooting. But please, we have a mini challenge,
Hmm.
which we just recorded an episode for Drag Race Mexico Latino Royale, and I said in that episode that that mini challenge I thought could have been a maxi challenge. I actually meant this one. This max, I actually thought when she announced what they were doing, I was like
Yeah.
distracted for a moment. I was like, "Oh, that's a fun maxi challenge."
Yeah. I was
Nope,
about to
the
say
mini
wig
challenge.
snatching as a maxi challenge. Go off,
Yeah, I
sis. I
know.
wasn't going to
I
challenge
was
you.
like, no,
Yeah.
it was this one. But can you talk about what they have to do in quick drag?
In quick drag and also quick design challenge too, they have to
Yes.
basically recreate infamously bad looks from prior seasons, and one queen will walk that look and the other queen is going to give color commentary as they walk. So this means that we have Amy Yonce Chanel's infamous towel look, which is going to be near enough and Sammy Landry handling that, and near enough, of course, since she called out that look on her infamous fight from season 4. Makes perfect sense. They're going to do Melinda Verga's Vivian Westwood inspired look, which is going to have Aurora Matrix commenting as Makayla walks it. And I don't remember this one as much, but they apparently had a lot to say about Miss Mosu's neon fantasy look,
Yeah, I don't remember it either.
in which that is going to be Jada Shada Hudson and Tiffany and Co. handling that. It's stupid. It's fun. They throw all this together, but why? Why, Greg, for this fucking Melinda Verga look, does Makayla look kind of cunt? Like
Oh,
it's actually
oh no. I
yeah.
I I s- I first of all, my for all these looks, I completely forgot that Beyonce was a drag queen on Drag Race, on Canada's Drag Race. Totally forgot about her. I did think that first of all, why I didn't think Melinda's look wasn't terrible. The joke about the look was that she thought it was Vivian Westwood, like totally, and the judges were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay," but no one thought it was god awful. But so I thought they got lucky because also it's fucking Vivian Westwood. They all do this look all the time. It's like the easiest thing to try to redo.
Hmm.
Um, I thought Michaela and Aurora easily won this hands down. My only thought is that they didn't need the red like bodysuit thing
Hmm.
underneath it, but I thought it looked you cunt, just like you said. I thought it looked great. I thought they easily won.
Yeah. And as part of that win, they split a $2,500 cash prize from Prep Clinic. So good on
Woo!
ya. Yeah, that means one of the
Um,
queens gets
uh,
to leave the season with not $0, and I
money.
love
Yeah,
that.
so not
So
$0.
anyway.
Um, so basically they find out that they're going to be pushed into groups of three. And what
Hmm.
was really interesting about this is immediately four of them go together right away.
Yeah.
And and near enough basically has to leave Sammy, Jada, and Tiffany and go over to Aurora and Michaela. Aurora and
Mhm.
Michaela it felt for a moment like they were on an island and that everyone else was on another island. And I thought that was did you notice this at all? Did this pop to you?
I did absolutely. Yep, they're torn between two worlds, and the challenge, FYI, is political campaign ads, and they'll be doing basically attack ads within group for each other, which is interesting.
Um, and so they do these three groups. Um, and I had this moment of zen while I was watching the episode, because Sammy Landry has become basically the I don't want to say confidence the wrong, like the stable voice of the season. She's
Hmm.
been like the measured, like sort of the people's viewer of the show while the show's going on in the confessional. And I had this moment, and I thought, first of all, Miss Fierce Delicious would scream. I feel like I feel like Sammy Landry could do RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. I feel like she would go on and kill it. Like Ru would love her. She's like I feel like she's elevated herself so much this season, just in how she's dealing with the show and going through it all. She'd do a great job. Maybe she wouldn't make it to the merge if they're still doing that format, but it just popped to me and I was like, first of all, Miss Fierce Delicious would freak out because that's her dream.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Am I off base on that? What do you think?
Well, I feel like Sandy Lancha, she's the weirdly the voice of reason in all this, but also she just has a speaking style which just feels so presentational that it also feels like it's producer fed. I feel like right
Ah,
now, Makayla is showing a lot of not confidence, and I'm worried about
yes.
that. Like it's almost like a TikTok voice, like that you have for the videos that just automate or comes through. Like it's again, she's lovely, but it's just the whole time, like Sammy has been doing very well, but when I see what she's doing, I'm just like, is this the winner of All Stars? Like, I just
Yeah.
don't get that sense, like she's doing what the producers need to do unquestionably, but she's also just kind of like, again, she's doing the job of the narrator, but she's doing it more than Jada Shada. She's doing it more than so many other girls right now. So it is a very approachable sense to her.
But the queens end up doing their political skits and they record them. And they
Hmm.
record them with is it with Jimbo or with
No, it's
Priyanka? I
Brooklyn.
can't remember.
It's Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn.
Bianca.
And oh,
Yeah,
Priyanka.
yeah,
Priyanka would have been awesome, but
yeah.
Priyanka. To be honest, did not pay a lot of attention to this part because I'm always like, it's never what ends up half the time being in the
Hmm.
actual skits, and I just wanted to see the skits. Did anything pop in the recording in the filming sessions of these political skits that you thought was telling you something about the episode?
Yes. A couple things. One, as they was filming it, Brooklyn calls out Aurora for lacking a compelling narrative. Quickly, it's just like, so you have padding to protect people? Like, just kind of calls out immediately, like, that doesn't seem like a very good
Mm,
idea. Nira, she has a lot of moments of just like, kind of like not getting her lines, and then Brooklyn's just like, shake it out, let loose, be yourself. And then Nira does, and then she just starts getting goofy and stupid and wacky, and all of a sudden there's just this pop that happens in her narrative as she's filming, and maybe it happens a little bit late. I can't remember, but like it's still interesting. Tiffany, while she's on there, she every scene she always starts as a dancer. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you start filming, and then it's just 5, 6, 7, 8, and the shady ass fucking Canada's editors, maybe the shadiest editors in all of existence. They just keep
ugh.
cutting to her going 5, 6, 7, 8, and Jada, while trying to do her lines, talks about how she is hardy for the tardy. And then the producer at one point in the confessional is like, "What does hardy for the tardy mean?" And Jada just looks at the camera. Well, what do you think it means? I'm asking you. It's a vibe. Like she's just being coy. It's like she knows. It is
Mm,
absolutely incredible. But we don't get a walk into the workroom the next day. We get a smash cut to them putting on
yeah.
makeup during elimination day, which is happening. And at
And
this point, go ahead.
there's a moment of foretelling that is not so great, where Makayla thinks that she killed it the day before and that she could be in the top. Surprise, surprise, that may not come to be.
Yeah.
Any other things that popped in the workroom for you?
Makayla also at one point starts speaking to Aurora and then basically has this discussion, this talk where basically she's just like, hey, I actually think that you might not have to vote for Nira because I think that if you're going to take out competition, maybe it's not even going to be something you have to worry about or consider or factor in, which
Yeah,
is wild. And it seems that Aurora actually takes that advice to heart. So just an interesting vibe. Yeah.
very interesting vibe. But then we go to the main stage, and Brooklyn comes out. She looks great. I didn't think this was like her best looks of the
No.
season so far, but I thought it was. You know what I wrote? I wrote this is a great Brooke runway, but not her best this season, which is a compliment because she's been killed it for the first three episodes. Um, but Jimbo's in Brooklyn seat. Like Jimbo's having fun. Like that's my big takeaway by the time we've gotten to episode four is Jimbo is having a really good time and has figured out how to do this show. And Priyanka feels like she's just been hired to be there. Like I don't feel like Priyanka is enjoying this. And that might just
Which
be my interpretation, and she might tell us both to our faces, you're crazy, I had that great time. But she's being too professional. She's not being the Priyanka we know and have seen in other capacities. It's too staged. Jimbo's figured it out and is just having a blast. What do you think?
Mhm. It's weird because I really actually feel like Robbie Hoffman being on set kind of brought them all together a little bit too. Like, yes, I
Mm.
do agree that I do think Priyanka, even though Priyanka, for the record, is bringing the looks every episode, I'd say more than Jimbo, she is fucking prepared and ready to show off, and I love it. But overall, like, yeah, Priyanka's a little bit in the background to a degree, but at the same time, Robbie Hoffman being this antagonistic, little feisty little judge this whole time, it is fucking great. It is one of the best guest judge appearances over there because she is
Oh,
just talking smack left and right. It is fucking fantastic. It is like some of the most fun I've had. And again, for all the criticisms we have of the season, like you can't fucking get this out of fucking Tyga and Lolita. Like
no.
you're not getting this level of chemistry. Like it's just there's such a vibe of her being there, and it wouldn't work if there was a good environment for there. So I thought it was good. And also Jimbo just being a bitch to Brooklyn. That's just canon. That's just great.
Yeah. But I have to say, props to Canada for getting
Hmm.
Robbie Hoffman, who, by the way, had won an Emmy 5
Hmm.
months prior and was
Hmm.
not like had not been booked yet by the US season. Like it is crazy to me that the US didn't cock block this. Like it is wild. They are so great. And maybe eventually they'll show up on a RuPaul's. They live in LA, like,
Yeah.
they'll, I mean, you think. But congrats to Canada for like just throwing out the invite and seeing if they said yes, which by the way is how they're getting all of these. Brooklyn
Yeah.
said it like they'll just ask and they'll be like, why not? Come have fun with us in Canada, even if
Yeah.
you're not Canadian.
Man, do you think that Canada's going to get any large musical guests for their next season that we
They
can't
they
talk about?
might. We
They
can't
might.
talk about
Oh
it. They
no, we'll
might.
see. Make sure you
We'll
wear those beat up
see.
Chanels. Anyway, so
Shh.
yes,
Uh, uh,
I
uh, uh,
think
but we have a runway, Evan.
yeah,
It is a lavender haze runway, and I thought overall this was a really good runway, I have to say, for this season.
yeah,
Makayla is up first. She says she's on Broadway, but this is pretty much Vegas showgirl.
yeah.
But I did like it. I thought it was beautiful. I thought she looked great.
Really
What do you
well
think?
done. Really, the feather shape was so unique. It was very interesting. The way that everything almost had like this, like curtailed, like end tip point. Really lovely. I almost wish you wore a bra instead of just the tassels on the nipples, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I kind of like it's still voluminous. It's still lovely. She looks great.
She looks great. Near enough is next, and her mind, her psychic mind, she foretold the future. She comes out in a Confessions part two veil. She literally is part of the marketing. She was tipped months before by Madonna's
Uh-huh.
team. I literally went, oh my God. And then she unfortunately takes the veil off. And I thought she's doing this wedding tuxedo dress look that eventually the judges love. I thought it was okay. I didn't blow me away. What did you think?
I thought it was pretty good, but man, oh man, it does kind of evoke for me the memories of Blair St. Clair's run on All Stars 5, because Blair St. Clair did a similar-ish one, but worse. And my God, remember that time when Blair St. Clair did the skin you're in runway and then painted her entire body pink? It's like, that's my skin. It's like, oh, girl. I will always stand by Jinx Monsoon's critique of that season. Just like, here's my impression of Blair St. Clair. I'm Blair St. Clair, and I'm a bad girl now. And that is, and this is so like the thing is, have we seen a gender fuck bridal outfit before? Yes. Have we seen it done better?
Yes.
Yes. Is this still pretty
Yes.
good on in the relative scale of things?
Yeah.
I think so. It's not like the most memorable, but it's solid. It's well executed, and I love her hair. It does the job.
So anyone who's been listening to our podcast or watching them on YouTube knows that I have been rooting for Aura Matrix since her first season. I thought she should have won. She comes out in this look, and I just wrote, why, why? Why is she doing this kitty cat makeup? Is it to distract from the basic dress? I don't understand. It feels out of the blue. It seems, I'm so confused. And it's fine, kitty cat makeup, prosthetics, but why? What did you think?
Same. If you're gonna do cat, show us why. It doesn't get there. There is a thing like in theater tech design, and I think it applies to movies too. Sometimes directors or designers will always have their precious darlings. They're like, "Ooh, this would be a fun idea," but like, is this idea applicable to the
Yeah.
project? Like, you might have that thing that you're really interested right now. I'm really into UFOs right now. I gotta have a UFO inspired thing or whatever. And I feel like this is like she should have held on to this. Like instead of like, I'm gonna be a cat for this
Mm-hmm.
runway. Okay, but it's the lavender haze. Is that appropriate? I'm gonna be a cat. And it's like it doesn't have the impact. This is and it's weird because Aurora has been destroying the runway this season. Worst look she's worn.
Mm-hmm.
Worst look she's worn, hands
Agreed.
down. Yeah.
And also, you just look at her face because she
Yeah.
doesn't want you to look at the dress. Like she wants you to look at the face.
Yeah.
Tiffany is up next, and she is doing a traditional Vietnamese. I think it's a wedding
Hmm.
dress as well. Um, I understand the aspect of this. We've talked in the past that sometimes we think the queens might dive into the well of doing the traditional looks maybe a little too much.
Hmm.
But I loved the headpiece. I thought the headpiece was gorgeous. And overall, I thought it was fine. Like I thought it was solid. Like I didn't think it was her best thing she's ever done, but I didn't think it was bad in any way.
I don't I'm just gonna put it out here right there. Do I think Tiffany and Co is a great drag queen for the drag race format? I'm just gonna outright say no. However,
Mm,
what she's done this season from her entrance look onward, I think she might have the dark horse runway package. I think Aurora has them all beat end to end, but like I think that low key, like everything she's brought has been very pretty, has been very polished, has been very put together. And while this one doesn't necessarily have like a wow factor for me, it's still immaculately detailed. She looks gorgeous. I'm just gonna put it out there. Like low key, she's been doing pretty good for the runways for the most part. Like I'm saying it.
So, Evan, I have to tell you, I did not write Sammy Landry down, so I don't know if Sammy's next or Jada is next.
I think
So,
Sammy already happened. Yes, yes.
did we already do Sammy? No,
It
I
was
didn't
right
mention
after
her.
Aurora and before Tiffany. Yes.
So, I forgot what Sammy wore. What did Sammy wear?
So imagine,
I,
Greg, if you will. Imagine if you were like a prom strap gown with a little bit of like a tutu frill on the base, and it's like right at the knees, right? Okay, you got that. And then your headpiece is like these swirly tassel things in lavender that go up. It's like two horns almost that are like up there.
oh,
And that's kind of it, except then she also has a shawl, like she has a Confessions 2 style shawl with a bunch of like baby doll tutu fringe across the shawl. And she's kind of wearing that behind her as she walks. So strap prom dress gown, Wiley was a wiggy wiggy, and then you have the that.
so for full context for anyone who's listening or watching this, I tried to watch this episode in
Uh-huh.
the mountains of Georgia with
Uh-huh.
terrible Wi-Fi and no 5G, and I think this part of the episode like got lost. Like it never loaded or it skipped ahead. So I don't remember this look. It sounds not great. Did you think it was
It's
good?
if she didn't have the swirly tassel headpiece, it would have been fucking garbage. It's profoundly okay. It is serviceable, and it is she's getting a safe pass for everything else that she's doing this week. It is not her best.
Well, the good news is, maybe, is Jada Shada Hudson is last, and I will give this look this. This is drag. This is full drag. But I will also say, this is not Club Kid. Not in any era, not in any city, not in any country, not in
Right.
any world. This is Carnival. This is a fun, maybe gay circuit party. This is not Club Kid, like in any means. But I will say that as the episode goes on and she's on the stage, you see so much more of the detail in it, and for what it is immaculately made. Like it isn't as a piece, it is impressive. What did you think of her look?
Easily the best thing she's worn. Like just absolutely gobsmacking. And my biggest problem is that like this look is so good, and this is the second week in a row where it's just like Jada knows her body type too. She has
Hmm.
such a hard time communicating to her face that this is drag and this is fun. She always looks so sometimes pressed when she's wearing these
Hmm.
bulky, heavy outfits too, which is crazy because like she is wearing the fuck out of it. This is such a good look. And she just like has this look of like, I hope I make it, I hope I make it. And that's like the part that's kind of like almost takes me out ever so slightly. It just sucks because man, this is such a good look. It is most queens would kill for this, and she wears it opulently and beautifully, and it is just it is a stunner. It low key, I'm just gonna be a bold and I'm just gonna say it. I think it's actually the best look of the week. It is like, and I don't even think it's
Yeah,
even close. Like it is
I,
just a
I
knockout, absolute knockout.
I agree. We saw the queens were on the stage, and along with the judges, they watched the videos. First up is Makayla's video. You know what? I don't remember any of the bullshit that they're trying to sell and any of this. My takeaway from this video was Near Enough's just basically stole it. Like the how the videos work is each queen is at the centerpiece. They're giving their campaigns to be the next drag prime minister of Canada, and the other two queens in their group are there to sort of help them as examples or whatever they're sort of talking about.
Hmm.
And Near Enough stole every scene she was in, and she
Yep.
didn't do it in, by the way, an aggressive, I'm trying to steal the spotlight. The problem is Makayla let her steal the spotlight by how she wrote the skit and how she set it up. And Near
Hmm.
Enough just did a great job of what she was supposed to do. And anyone who's been listening to our podcast knows I'm not a huge fan of Near Enough, but she
Hmm.
killed, like she stole this. Like, and she also stole um Tiffany or Aurora's as well. Like, so
Hmm.
she had a great job. Anything else pop from you from this video from Makayla?
For Makayla, I just wrote down that it was good. It was kind of basic, but it worked. Like
Yeah.
that was my biggest takeaway. Like it was pretty solid.
I also did not think, I mean, it is what it was, but I thought she could have been she didn't have to be in the bottom. Like they made an interesting choice.
I fucking agree, Greg. I fucking
I did
agree.
not think
Real
I thought this
hard.
was good enough to be high, safe. Aurora's is up next, and again, Near Enough stole this one too. And I thought Makayla was actually better in her in Aurora's video than she was in her own, and I think that should have helped her. I did not think this was terrible. I didn't think it was god awful, but I didn't think Aurora did anything special here, and this was probably the weakest part of the entire season so far for her.
Yeah, there were no jokes in her fucking video. That's the problem. It was just we've seen this kind of put upon thing before. And again, it's like the drag prime minister thing that they're running for. She's just kind of doing the most basic of like, there's gonna be padding for, and it didn't work. It was the worst of the week. Genuinely, profoundly. She was at the bottom for a reason. Yeah.
So Near Enough's video was next, and here's the thing: Near Enough was not doing a top tier comedic like video. This is not the level of like Bob the Drag Queen or
Hmm.
Jinx or you know a ton of other queens who've done like or Jada Essence
Yeah.
Hall. It wasn't that, but it was really well done.
Hmm.
And she had a drill baby drill line at the end that Robby laughed at and really liked. You could tell that was
Yeah.
the one that really appealed to them. Anything else from her video pop to you?
Not really. It was just nice to see her get goofy in that sense, because I don't
Yeah.
think we've ever seen this side of her even from her original season two, where she's always had difficulty with comedy challenges. So it was just cool to see her get a little bit loose and stupid. And I think that's the key, as I think a lot of people said. If you think you're doing it and you look stupid, you're probably doing it right. And that is exactly what happened here.
I agree. Next is Jada.
Jada.
And I thought that Tiffany and Sammy sort of stole this from her. I didn't think she was that great in it. But you could tell when it ended that Brooke loved it. She thought it was super funny. I thought the choking moment at the end was sort of fun.
Hmm.
Was or I shouldn't say fun. No one being choked is
Yeah.
fun. But I thought it was at least a fun little uninspired moment that she did at the end that was unexpected. How did it pop to you?
My notes were judges seem to like it. I've seen this Jada Shada a million times. I'm sure I'll see it a
Hmm.
million more. It it's what she is. It's what she does, and they seem to like it. Good, go off, sis.
Uh, Tiffany and Co. I wow. This was basic. I didn't understand the VIP thing she was going for, or I thought it was a stretch. Um, I thought it was fine. I thought it was maybe the worst of the week. But what did you think?
The problem, and I wrote this down, is that I think her speaking pattern does her no favors. I think that like
Mm,
she would benefit from having a character just because every time that she speaks, it is always in this very presentational way. And it's hard to get into anything even remotely unique or interesting, at least with some of the other queens. There's tone, there's variation, there's, characters and ideas, but like it's just not working. And again, Sammy Landry with her like reactions is looking so much more lively and engaged in the moment too. So it was just unfortunate. Tiffany could have maybe branched out a little bit on this, but instead she just played Tiffany and it failed for that reason. She just doesn't have that personality. I'm so sorry.
maybe that's why Sammy, made it to the top three because she did so well in the videos. Because I thought her video was good, but I didn't necessarily think it was better than she was better than Makayla in it. I didn't think she was funny outside of one New Brunswick joke. Like that
Mhm.
was, I think, towards the end maybe. I wrote it safe, but I didn't think it was like it had to be safe. She could have been bottom
Spectacular.
three.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And to be honest, for a comedy queen who's like so good and creative on TikTok, I was sort of disappointed. I think I judge her on a higher level because I know she can be inspired, and I feel like she can't do this on Drag Race. For some reason, the comedy is not translating.
I agree. Fully agree. And
Okay.
it's unfortunate. I feel like the Sammy Landry we get is always just like the safe-ish version. She's fun, she's amusing, but she's not giving you the gut bucket. I hate to say it because I really wasn't her biggest fan, but also she's no Jane Don't. She's not giving you gut buster comedy at all times. She's giving you like fun, goofy sideshow stuff. But like again, the all-star, the queen of all queens, I don't not in this moment. I'm so sorry.
No. So up next is it's time for the judges' critiques, and surprise, surprise, we go to Makayla. And what I wrote was Jim and Brooklyn love the look, but Brooklyn calls out what we both noticed that she gave the spotlight away. And Makayla seems worried, and I think either she says it on stage or in confessionals. Fuck these hoes, like fuck all these hoes. Like I can't remember the context of it, but I just wrote that down. Do you remember anything from her critiques?
Just that she was holding it in, and I think I kind of knew in this moment she's being done dirty. Like I
Yeah.
did not think she was the worst in the week by any means. So yeah, and I think maybe,
I
and as the episode goes on, I'll say I think at this maybe moment she kind of clues into it too, and I think she also
hmm
knows the part that she has to play, which sucks. But at the same time, her exit is incredibly graceful, and not to get too ahead of ourselves, but like
yeah.
I think this is the moment when she kind of realizes that okay, I see what's happening. Okay.
Aurora is up next. I thought Jimbo was super kind about the look. Like I thought they did not have to be as nice to her as they were. They thought her storytelling was missing. They tell her to be more stupid. Robby has some great critiques, um, but loves her look, and he goes, and but he goes, he goes, they go, I'm a dyke and don't know the right words, to describe what you're doing anyway. So I think Robby was such a great judge, and this was one of the moments that popped. Anything about Aurora's critiques that you remember?
Not particularly, no.
No. Near enough. Jimbo loves the campy look and thought she took advantage of every moment. Priyanka has a comment. It's the first time Priyanka's had a comment in the critiques.
Yeah.
Hmm. I made a note of it. I don't even know what it was, but I was just like, oh, Priyanka said something. The Lolita banana of this episode. Um, and Robbie thought that Near Enough was doing Erica Kirk in the best way, which was just the wildest comment. And
Right.
I loved it. And I was like, please put Robbie on every season of every franchise, please, just once. Anything else you
Anna the
remember from this?
Locking, what you doing here? Right. Yeah.
Um, Jada, Brooke loves her drag, but there's a moment that's actually now like gone crazy. It has 1.1 million views on Instagram, where Brooklyn gives some critique about the gold highlighter and tells Jada, who by the way she's known for over a decade and could have told her this years ago, that when she
Mhm.
puts on the gold highlighter, it makes it look like she's sweating more than she actually is. Great critique. And Robbie was like, I don't know, you should do it. If you like it, you should do it. And it is really funny. You can find it, it's on Brooklyn's Insta account and on Canada's, but it's gone viral and just shows that like Robbie killed it. People loved it. If we
Yeah.
get another season of Canada's Drag Race All Stars, it's because of Robbie Hoffman. Um, Tiffany next. Brooke loves the look. Priyanka says something, but thought a lot of her s- says that she was trying to do something, but that a lot of Tiffany's jokes were sort of poo-poo jokes. Like she didn't
Hmm.
really think it worked. Um, and this is also the moment where Robbie and Brooklyn get in a little tiff, sort of, but not really, where Robbie says, I have an Emmy, and uh, uh,
Brooklyn says,
Brooklyn
I have a People's
goes,
Choice Award. Yeah.
People's Choice Award, which, by the way, no one cares about a People's Choice Award, but I'm glad that Brooklyn thinks it's important. But Robbie goes, still love you, bitch. And I'm like, great. This is crazy. It's so fun. Sammy's next. They loved her ad, um, which blew my mind. And Brooklyn loves the headpiece she's wearing, which you also were a fan of. But doesn't love her boots. She thinks her boots don't really go with the look. You know who disagrees about this, Evan?
Who?
Robbie. Robbie thinks the boots are great and that she should wear whatever boots she wants to wear. What did you think about the boots?
I did not like them, but that's just me, Greg. They seemed pretty basic, as always.
They seemed basic. Um, and Robbie says, thinks that they're killing it and says, I'm not wearing. There's this whole thing about him not wearing Sears or like what he's wearing. It was a whole joke. Anyway, if
Hmm.
you haven't watched the episode and you're actually watching the podcast, go watch the episode because Robbie is worth it just for
A
that
delight. Hmm.
delight. But then we basically find out who the tops and the bottoms of the week are. Near enough, Jada and Sammy Landry, they are the tops of the week. Um, and the bottoms are Aurora, Tiffany, and Makayla. And before and after the queens go back to the workroom to plead their case or whatever they're going to talk about in the workroom, the editor kept in a line of Robbie saying, "Almost didn't say yes. Thrilled I came," which is so good.
Incredible.
And the fact that they let
Incredible.
it in is so great. Almost didn't come. Glad I came. Do you remember what happened in this workroom? Because there were some shenanigans in this, Evan.
So this is the time when all of that talk about Near Enough talking to noting how Aurora had not voted for her really comes into play because Neera gets a vote now. She's one of the top queens. She gets to go ahead and do it. She's been doing it when she was a safe queen, but now everyone's talking about what the strategy is. And Neera, being Neera, is not sitting around and letting any alliances or anything else happen over here. She makes a point of how Aurora and Makayla have made it to the top two. She makes a point how these queens can hold themselves in the lip sync, and how if you want to actually make it in this competition, the smart thing would be to vote for Tiffany because she's weaker competition. And Tiffany basically agrees, is like, I've not always had my shot. If you really want a shot, you keep me in. And Aurora seems a little flabbergasted, like, I'd like to plead my
Yeah.
case. No one seems to give a fuck. Michaela's a little bit more cool about it, but like at the same time, it's like Nira's just leading the quorum at this point, and it just seems to be working because, as we see, it's a unanimous vote. Greg, what were your thoughts during this whole calamitous function?
I, I Nira drives me crazy. Like
Mhm.
she's crying and wanting sympathy and other parts of the show, and then is like pulling this villainous stuff, and it makes for good TV, but it's also like I'm over it. Like it's too much for 6 episodes just for me. Um, and just and I was a little disappointed in Sammy too. Like the idea that they're all going to vote to save Tiffany when
Mhm.
Tiffany is clearly the Roxy Andrews of this season. Like, why is she still here? Why, like, she's doing fine, but like, she's not going to win, and they're eliminating competition. And I am someone who loved, Naomi Smalls, Life's Not
Eliminating Manila.
There, comment
Mhm.
after she eliminated Manila. But Manila was a genuine threat. Like Manila, the context of that, it was super different. And here I feel like they're just pinpointing any potential person. Michaela wasn't going to win the season. but why are you putting her in the bottom? Like, why are you doing this? Like, you really, Makayla hasn't been a high once. Like, why are you doing this? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's almost too mean-spirited. And perhaps that's just my take on it, but that's how I feel. How do you feel?
I so here's the thing. Who did we crown last time in Canada's Drag Race? Who won? Who won Canada's Drag Race? Friend of the pod, Van Gogh.
Friend of the fun.
A-
Yeah.
and listen, friend of the pod, Van Gogh, she was an absolute cunt the entire time. She made no bones about it. She was happy to call down, redone anyone. And a lot of people are just like, wow, finally a bitch gets to win. Finally we have a villain winner. I gotta be honest, if this whole thing is about like, are you what is this competition? What is this show? The show is two things. You win the show by being good at drag but also knowing how to play a game. And that's more true in All Stars than anything else, where you're not living or dying by the judges' critiques. This is one where there's a social game to play. I'm sorry, I'm just going to call it out. If you want to talk about someone who's going to potentially win for playing the game, Near Enough is doing it. Near Enough is playing the fucking game. And you can disagree with her, but like you could disagree with the Roxy Andrews' treatment of Tiffany and Co. But no, love it or hate it, god damn, it's fucking interesting. God damn, it's unexpected. And also like she's ruling the roost in the sense too. Like I don't think she's going to win, but my god, she has a fucking chance to. And if she does, it may not be because she's the greatest drag artist in the world, but she fucking knows how to work the format. So I don't know. For me, it's the kind of thing where we can be mad at her all we want. We can say villain, villain, villain. She's doing it. She. It's like people were mad at playing Jane for playing the game and using Rita Queen shadily in her season there. But like that's what you want. You want a queen to
Yeah.
actually do the play the game. So like I'm not going to necessarily hold Nira to a double standard where you want a queen to do it. She's doing exactly what a queen would do in that situation though, and she's playing that game instead of just doing what the easy and obvious producer thing would be. So I think that's good
Yeah.
television and like hate her or love her, she's doing it. Yeah.
I, I get it. I still feel it's just a little too much for me. But
Yeah.
the queens go, well, the queens vote. They sit down and they
Yeah.
vote. And where it's so clear, they've already told, they don't even need to show us
Yeah.
the last. We all know who they're voting for. But they go out on the stage, and Near Enough wins this week. Easy win. And it is revealed that this week's saved queen is who is being saved by her fellow contestants.
Well, it is Tiffany and Co., but my God, the way that the judges react to it, they seem genuinely shocked. They seem genuinely stunned that Tiffany is getting yet another fucking chance. Like that is
Yeah,
the thing that kind of blows my mind a little bit. Like they are just absolutely aghast that this even came into play. It's just so wild.
but they're not in the workroom
Second
and they're
Beaver.
not
Second
staying
Beaver.
second
Yeah.
beaver. It's crazy in a six episode season. But we have a lip sync. It's to an LEX song. Evan, do you know what this song is by Canadian superstar LEX?
Is called Black Eye. I've not heard it before. It's a vibe. It's kind of a goth rock kind of vibe too. So
Hmm.
it's a fun, yeah.
And I will say, this is a great fucking lip sync. Like this was really good. It was a great fucking lip sync, and it was super close. And my take on it was it was and first of all, we've seen this happen before where great queens have been tripped up because they wore makeup or had something on their face. I'm thinking of page three on the last season of Drag Race
Hmm.
UK where she was wearing this mustache and it affected how she could show lip sync to the song. And Aurora is still wearing the cat makeup. Like she's not taking it off. And it does affect how she emotes and voice. And she still pulls it out versus a really, really good Makayla lip sync. I just I just thought at the end, Aurora sort of took it from her. It was super close, but then at the end I just thought Aurora sort of won. But it's if someone were to say to me, Aurora, or that Makayla was robbed and Aurora should have gone home. I'm like, okay, I can see that in the lip sync, but that was my take. How did you feel?
Very similar. It could have gone either way. And it was unfortunate because like they were both fighting so hard. This was such a good fucking lip sync. Like
Yeah.
it was one of the Canada's had some good lip syncs, make no mistake.
Hmm.
And like this is I think up there with one. I think these are the best one that we've had of the season so far. Let's be so
Oh yeah.
real. And it's just so rough too. But it's such a good lip sync that when it ends, all of the judging panel stands up and gives a round of applause. And Jimbo, bless their heart, is not wearing any pants. And it is just right there out in the open. And I get, they alluded at the top of the season when, she gave him the hotel slippers, just like, you're not going to wear heels anymore. You're on the judging panel now. But like, just to see it, like, even Canada's Drag Race on their official account have even done like a caption this.
Yeah.
Like, they show it because it's just so wild. But like, it's deserving of a thing. It's low key, it should have been a fucking double Shantae, if I'm being so real. They
Uh,
could have forced their hand on that one. But again, limited episodes, tight season. And in case it hasn't been communicated so far, Greg, who do they award the lip sync to?
well, before I say who they awarded to, Brooklyn calls it one of the most electrifying performances on this stage,
Hmm.
which was high, high praise from Brooklyn. But Aurora Matrix, Shantae You Stay, and Makayla Couture, I am so sorry, my dear. You have to go after just 4 episodes. But she made it to the fourth episode. Like,
Yeah.
she didn't get tripped up before then. And I have come to the realization as someone who I genuinely liked her better in this season. I don't know if she's good at Drag Race. I think she might be a really good queen.
She
She might
made
be a
it to
really
top
good
two
performer.
last time. I think she
But
does. I think she's
she
doing just
didn't
fine.
I
Yeah.
don't think she deserved to be in the top two.
Okay.
But also, that is like the crazy season of Drag Race. Like
Yeah.
that is the like I don't want to say ugly stepchild, but for Canada's Drag Race, like it's not their shiniest, their best moment.
Mhm.
So, anyway, are you sad to see Michaela go? Do you think she was robbed? What do you think?
I mean, listen, she wasn't doing great this season. I think this episode did her dirty, if I'm being so real. I fucking love Makayla. And listen, Juicebox, we knew wasn't going to win the season, but to lose Jackie, to lose Pythia,
Yeah.
and to lose Makayla, it just sucks. It really does. The fact that we have Tiffany and Co. about to enter the finale is still wild to me because, again, Roxy Angie's like, there is no fucking chance. I'm so sorry, but
So we're not there yet, but Tiffany theoretically could make it to the finale, but
I
she will
know.
have a ton of pressure on her next week because it's episode 5 and we have 6 episodes and there's 4 queens who make it to the final. So someone's got to go home. So there could be another surprise or
And the Beaver's
Tiffany,
gone.
the
And the
beaver's
Beaver's
gone.
gone. Yeah.
So I think the judges might make sure that the top 4 is worthy of the first All-Star season. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we want to know what you think about this episode. Please
Thank you.
leave your comments below.
Please. Yeah.
Share it with your friends. And, Evan, before we go, really quickly, who do you think is winning the inaugural season of Canada's Drag Race All-Stars?
Right. Well, at this point, like, I want Aurora to win, but my God, they might give it to Jada at the way that they've been putting her in the top. This time again, I felt like this was a better episode for her. I feel like it was a more worthy placement than her other ones, but we'll see whose thumb is on the scale this time. Maybe Sammy Landry will sneak up from behind. I don't know, Greg. Who do you think is going to take it at this point?
Evan, I'm sort of surprised that you don't think Near Enough could actually win, that they wouldn't do 2 villains in a row.
I I don't know. We'll see. We'll see next episode. And most importantly, I hope you see us next episode when we are here next time. Any other final thoughts, Greg?
Just listen to all our other podcasts. We do this out of
Yeah.
our hearts because we love Drag Race and we love international Drag Race. And there's some great seasons going on right now. Um, Latino Royale is super fun. Drag Race Down Under is something, and Drag Race France is absolutely incredible. So please, please listen if you have the time. All of us have commutes, run, go to the gym. We have pleasant voices. You're listening to us for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. I've been saying that this whole time. We'll catch you in the next one. Follow us, leave your comments, jump on the YouTube. We can't wait to see what you or the queens think, and we'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.